China's leader is not a do-nothing kind of guy like our leader. China's naval commander told his U.S. counterpart that a minor incident could spark a war in the South China Sea if the United States did not stop its provocative acts in the disputed waterway, the Chinese Navy said earlier today. Admiral Wu Xingli, that's S-H-E-N-G-L-I, Xingli, made the comments to U.S. Chief Naval Operations Admiral John Richardson during a video teleconference on Thursday, according to a Chinese naval statement. The two officers held talks after a U.S. warship sailed within 12 nautical miles of one of Beijing's man-made islands in the contested Spratly Archipelago back on Tuesday. Now, China has rebuked Washington over the patrol, the most significant U.S. challenge yet to territorial limits China effectively claims around its 7 artificial islands in one of the world's busiest sea lanes. Why the hell do you think China took over that? Is trying to take over that territory? Obama was told that. He's like, oh, no, we ain't got to worry. Nothing to worry about here. Nothing to see here. Nothing's going to happen. He ain't going to build anything. They ain't going to build anything. No, they're not going to do nothing. Hey, first of all, do you understand how long it takes? I mean, they built these man-made. That's a misnomer. They're not fully man-made islands. They were archipelagos and atolls, and they just poured sand and dirt on top of them. And then after they poured sand and dirt on top of them, so they weren't making them from scratch. It's not like they just decided. Not like when Japan built its airport in Tokyo, out in Tokyo Bay, where they had to create an island from scratch. Oh, no. The Chinese, they were smarter than that. They just took something that was already there, that was kind of useless, and then made it useful. And then they proceeded to build airports that could land bombers and fighters and other craft there. Military craft. That's what it's all there's used for, is military. There's no need for commercial anything, commercial boating, commercial aircraft to go to those newly created islands. You know how long that takes? You know how much manpower and energy that takes? It takes months. And over those months, military experts were telling Obama, man, you got to do something about this because you can't let this happen. And Obama's sitting out there on the golf field saying, oh, ain't nothing going to happen. Z ain't going to do anything. And now he's reacting after the fact, after they have these bases, military bases built there, 7 new ones, and he's going to go floating a military flotilla down and expect China to do nothing? The man must be out his mind. I'm sorry, that's not how you say it. He must be out his damn mind. And if people think that, oh, well, China ain't nothing, man, they all they have, I hear this a lot. All China has is they have a lot of stuff. You know, they have a lot of planes and they have a lot of ships, but it ain't nothing. Well, here's a story that I talked about months ago that is resurfacing from Bloomberg Business. China's supersonic ship killer is making the U.S. Navy's job harder and has some U.S. Navy officials worried. These are big missiles that fly at supersonic speed. It will only take 1 or 2 of them to sink a U.S. naval warship. That's what they're designed to do. They're designed to blow them up and sink them. And they fly very fast. Now, see, here's the problem. You can say, well, yeah, we got technology that can take them out of the sky. Well, sure, you can take 1, 2, or 3 out, but what if they send 10 at you at once? Now you got a problem. And this is what some people, even in the government and in the military, Department of Defense, have been trying to tell the Obama administration for the past 7 years. And the man has done nothing. And here you have on the left side, during this presidential campaign season, a woman by the name of Hillary Clinton who basically says, yeah, I'm pretty much going to double down on what Obama's doing already. And we're still gutting our military. Do we have adequate defenses against this kind of stuff? Oh, hell no. See, this is where I was telling you earlier this week that Chinese technology, although it still may be about a decade or a decade and a half behind us, it is now close enough where numbers count. Now, see, 10, 20 years ago, even their massive numbers couldn't outgun what we had. Now all their technology is a lot better. It is jumped leaps and bounds from where they were. And they have the numbers. So now there is a balance shift. We cut back, they build. They advance, we don't advance quite so much. So now their more advanced stuff, although still not superior to our stuff, they outnumber our superior stuff. So when you overwhelm something, it doesn't matter. You know, you could, look, just think World War II. Sure, you know, we in Germany, we had great stuff back in the day. But let me tell you, that stuff isn't going to stop 1 billion people coming over a hill. They'd be outnumbered. They'd be outgunned, even with inferior guns. Inferior guns can beat superior force. Look, our country was born of that. You know, smarter, more determined, a lesser force can beat a superior force any day. In our country, if our American Revolution did not prove that to you, then nothing will. Look, we were far outclassed on land and on sea during the revolutionary time period. But we still won. So if you think that China, just because they're 10 or 15 years behind us, can't beat us, you better take another look at the American Revolutionary War. And that's not the only example in history where a lesser force defeated the more superior one. It has happened over and over again throughout history. So just sitting on our laurels over here, well, maybe most of us are not, but our administration is, our government is just sitting on its laurels, thinking, oh yeah, we got the good stuff. We don't got to worry. We can even cut back. We ain't got to worry. Well, now we got to worry. I don't know what it would, look, don't you people remember when China popped up a silent sub next to one of our aircraft carriers? Our super carrier didn't know where, our military was like, where the hell did that come from and how come we didn't know about it? And as I have always said, that was just one because we couldn't detect it. We don't know how many were down there. They could have had one pointing at every single ship in that armada that was going through those maneuvers and training. They could have had one of those silent subs pointing at every single ship. And we wouldn't have known. And China only decided to pop it up to say, hey, we're now a world power. Don't F with us. You might say, well, we got silent subs too. Well, yeah. But see, the problem is that we didn't think China was capable of it. And we didn't know they had them. That's the problem. We don't know what else they might have. Kind of funny, though. We think we know what Russia has. We always seem to just like they seem to think that they know what we have. There's some stuff that we probably have that they don't know about, which is, probably good. But at the same time, there's stuff that we don't know that they have. And see, the advantage they have is that they know that if we have something that they don't know about yet, they know that it's going to be highly advanced. Maybe they can defend against it, maybe they can't, but at least they know they can be prepared. We didn't even think China had the capability. See, that's how bad it was. That's how much of a shock it was. We didn't even think they had the capability. Not that we didn't know that they had one. We didn't even think they had the capability to make one. And we didn't think they had the capability to make this so-called ship killer. And now we know they've got them. And this administration keeps underestimating China every single day. I don't know where else to go with that and what else to tell you. Because those people, they're not sitting on their laurels like we are. Nuh-uh. They're moving forward. And now they feel that they are at a place where they could take us on head on. Mano a mano, as it were. That's kind of a shocker too, isn't it? On to slightly lighter matters, if you want to consider this to be lighter. Mother Nature Network. Yes, Earth, MNN.com. Never heard of this before until it came across. I don't know why this even came across my newsfeed. I don't think it was something that I was really absolutely looking, put it in there for this to happen. For it to, I don't know. It's probably part of, my desire to see things about, global climate change. But here it is from this out of nowhere website, Mother Nature Network, MNN.com. Massive crack in the earth opens up suddenly in Wyoming's Bighorn Mountains. The immense crack, which appears to split a hilltop in half, was discovered by startled backcountry hunters. Now, I don't know how, maybe that's part of all the rolling earthquakes that that they've been feeling out west. But this is in Montana though. I haven't heard about any earthquakes in Montana. I'm not saying that there weren't any. We just haven't. I keep my eyes on this stuff. I haven't heard about it. But this dramatic crack suddenly formed in the foothills of Wyoming's Bighorn Mountains that measures an impressive 750 yards long and 50 yards wide. It was discovered recently by surprised backcountry hunters who travel frequently to the area in search of game. Hey, all you people who hate hunters, we probably, maybe this is something important that we should know about, and we wouldn't have found this out if we didn't have hunters out there. Obviously, you backpackers, you granola backpackers, aren't hiking in that area. Yeah, I'm just saying. Well, they're not hiking out there. First reported by SNS Outfitter and Guides, a hunting company, on their Facebook page, the Mammoth Chasm appeared over the course of just a couple of weeks. It's an impressive example of how quickly very large geological events can occur under the right conditions. Oh, wait a minute. They're not blaming it on man-made global geographic change? I'm sure somebody's going to say, it's all that fracking you're doing like 5,000 miles away. Yeah, that did it. Or maybe it's HARP. I thought they shut down HARP, but somebody's still going to blame it and say that, no, HARP is still going, man. It's HARP's fault.